Hey y'all, I am Jolie and welcome to my channel and my home at home with Chef Jolie. Now let me tell you what we are making today. We're making lasagna, but not just any lasagna because y'all know if you've been following me for a while, I am from the low country. That's right, I'm a Geechee girl. So we're making a seafood lasagna. We're gonna make a seafood Alfredo. We got shrimp, we got crab, we got crawfish, we got all the things. So I think it's time to go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do with this seafood lasagna is we're gonna make a seafood Alfredo. So I got all my ingredients right here. I'm gonna start off with a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And you know you start with your olive oil before you start with your butter because you don't want that butter to burn, and the olive oil helps that. Then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna saute some fresh minced garlic until it's fragrant, and you know that means until you can smell it. That's what that means when you see it on the recipe. So I'm going in with that garlic. And let me tell y'all, this recipe was inspired because I had DoorDashed a seafood like pasta dish, and it wasn't quite, you know, giving what I needed it to give. And I said, I think I can improve upon this recipe. And so that's what I did. I came up with this seafood Alfredo. The recipe for the Alfredo, I think I said seafood Alfredo. I came up with this recipe for the seafood lasagna. The recipe for the seafood Alfredo that goes in it is gonna be down in the description. And so is this ricotta. How can you have lasagna without ricotta? But we switched it up a little bit. I have some fresh lemon zest in here. I've got some eggs in that ricotta. I've got some Parmesan cheese. I got my seasoning, a dab of Duya, which you can also get down in the description box. And then I also put some of the seafood boil that you do your crab boils with and your crawfish boils. All that is in that ricotta. So that's going over there. So I can smell the garlic. It's starting to get fragrant and I don't want it to burn. So the next thing I'm gonna do is go in with some white wine, like that. And don't worry, if you don't partake in the spirits, all the alcohol content cooks out and you're just left with the acidity and then that little pop that the white wine gives you. So we got that going. Now I'm gonna go in with all-purpose flour and we're making a roux. That is what we're doing. And the roux is just gonna help that Alfredo thicken up. This recipe, y'all, it's easy. It looks like it's a lot of ingredients, but I promise you, my goal is to bring y'all recipes that make people think that they were super, super hard and difficult to make. But between me and you, we know that it's just a few steps, and I'm gonna guide you through the process so that you can impress your friends and your family and all the people. So comment down below, have you ever had a seafood Alfredo? A seafood lasagna? I keep saying Alfredo because that's what I'm making. But have you ever had a seafood lasagna or seafood pasta? Let me know. Comment down below. So you're gonna keep whisking because you wanna cook the flour until it's all that flour raw taste is cooked out of the roux. Just like that. And so now I'm gonna start seasoning the roux because I'm gonna add some warm water and also some heavy cream, and then that's gonna make the Alfredo. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my seasoning, a dab of Duya. And this seasoning, if you don't have any, but I think you need it, but let's just say you don't have it, you can substitute it with an all-purpose seasoning, seasoned salt. So that is what a dab of Duya is. It is an all-purpose seasoning. So I'm adding that. Then next, what I'm gonna add is some chicken bouillon. Add that in there. Just like that, and continue to whisk it because we got to build the flavors. I like to say I want flavor all in it, not just on it. That's the difference between good food and great food. The flavor is all through it. Okay, I think that is looking good. So now I'm going to slowly start to whisk in my water. just like this, and you're gonna see the sauce. Look at that, it's starting to form. Just like this, and you're gonna bring this up to a simmer, like that. Make sure you whisk out all the lumps. There we go, and you know what? This seafood Alfredo can be used, if you don't have time to make a lasagna and you just wanna toss it into some penne pasta or some rigatoni pasta or whatever, it is definitely versatile. All right, now I'm gonna add my heavy cream and start whisking that in. We're almost done. I told y'all, when you taste it, it's gonna taste like you slaved over the stove forever. But look how quickly it's coming together. Super easy. All right, I also have, y'all, I make a rasta pasta, and the process to make my jerk Alfredo is very similar. It's just changing up the flavor profile. So once you learn this basic sauce, you could tweak it and twerk it however you want to, okay? All right, so we got the heavy cream in there. We got some adabaduya, we got the chicken bouillon. Now, we are about to put some more razzle dazzle on it and give it that seafood flavor. So what I have here, I showed you the dry seafood boil. I like the Zatarain's brand, but you can buy whatever brand you want, but this is the same thing when you're having a seafood boil. I'm adding some of that to it. That's gonna give it that seafood flavor. And this is the one that's gonna keep taking it up a notch. This is the liquid seafood boil. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. This is kind of spicy, so, you know, add it at your own risk and taste as you go, okay? So we got all that whisked in. And the last thing that I am going to add to our seafood Alfredo, and then we're gonna be ready to build this seafood lasagna, is I'm gonna add my shredded Parmesan because it is an Alfredo. So I'm gonna add in my Parm, about that much. Recipes down in the description, okay? This is the visual. So don't worry about having to jot down all the things because the recipe's down in the description. And did I tell y'all? Your girl got an ebook coming. So in the ebook, all the recipes will be there as well. I think we're doing about 15 recipes. So you get this recipe and 14 more of my recipes that I'm sharing with you. So just watch, you know, put it in your memory, all the steps, but you'll have all the recipes right there for you. So that's it. So we're gonna let this continue to, I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and then I'm gonna drop it down to a simmer so all the flavors can come together and get real tasty. And then we're gonna build this seafood lasagna and then we're gonna taste the seafood lasagna, okay? Okay, so now it is time to build the lasagna. This is the fun part. If you got some kids or family over there, get them to come on in and help you with this part, okay? So I have sprayed my pan with some non-stick spray, and then we're gonna go on the bottom with some of our seafood Alfredo. Now, typically you wanna let this cool just a little bit so that it doesn't start to like cook all your seafood and stuff before you're ready. So about 10 minutes or so, let it cool just a little bit. Now, let me show you all the ingredients I have. My mouth is watering. You know me, when I'm talking about food, my mouth automatically starts to water. I got mozzarella cheese for the top. I have some shrimp. I have some crawfish. And y'all, growing up in Charleston, South Carolina, we did not eat crawfish. I just gotta be honest. We called them crawdaddies, and we used to play with them in the creeks and stuff like that. But when I moved here to Texas, it was all about the crawfish. And now I love these little things, okay? Sorry, Grandma, I eat crawfish now you know. I got some crab, and then I have this oven-ready lasagna. If you know, you know, and if you don't, now you do. You ain't gotta boil lasagna no more. Get the oven-ready lasagna, all right? And I got the ricotta. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the first layer down just like that. And as you can see, it's a little bit of space right here. So what I am going to do, and I hope I don't run out of pasta sheets. If I do, I got some more I'll grab. I'm gonna go across, no, I'm gonna break it like that, okay? so that space can get filled up. I'm gonna turn it that way. Okay, just like that. Now I'm gonna go on top with a little bit more sauce, because what we're not gonna have is dry pasta. So you want it to be nice and saucy, okay? So easy. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my seafood. So no particular order, and I'm gonna do either 4 or 5 layers. It just really depends. The recipe for how much shrimp and crawfish and crab you need is down in the description and in my ebook. Yeah, not inbox, in my ebook. It's gonna end up in your inbox. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so there we go. Got a little bit of shrimp down there. We got some crawfish down there. And we have more crab, we have more shrimp, and we have more crawfish than we do crab, okay? Because crab be costing a lot these days, groceries in general. So use a little bit less crab, okay? It's still gonna taste good. All right, now I'm gonna go with my ricotta. I'm just gonna dollop it just like that. And then we're just gonna keep repeating this until we run out of stuff. Just like you make any other type of lasagna. It's the same type of process. And it's not gonna hurt to put a little sauce on here. And let me tell you something, if you have a lot of sauce left over, freeze it. You can freeze this sauce and it'll last, I'd say at least 30, 60 days, it'll still be good. All right, so let's repeat. That's what we're gonna do. Repeat like that, and I'm gonna take this little piece, because once it all cooks, this pasta is gonna hydrate, and it's just gonna be like regular pasta. All right, sauce, like this. Let me know down in the comments. Y'all messing with this recipe or not? Let me know. And you know what? Since I already gave you the cheat code on how to make the Alfredo, if you don't like seafood, why don't you get some chicken, some mushrooms, and some spinach, and do the same thing, you know? Sometimes people get bored of eating the same type of thing all the time, and we're just switching it up. If you want to, you can put the ricotta on every layer. It's up to you. Y'all know what I say, trust your gut, not the recipe, unless it's my grandmother's mac and cheese. And if I ever give y'all that recipe, trust that one 100%. All right, just like that. All right, I'm gonna finish layering this. And I'm just gonna be quiet at this point. So you can use this if you think it makes sense to just keep showing it. You can, I don't know if we wanna speed it up, but just so I'm not rambling. On and on and on and on. Cool. Because I can keep going, but then you might not know where you want to cut. Right. All right, we have the last layer. And I like to save some of my seafood for the last layer, even though we're not gonna put any ricotta, but I like to have some of that shrimp and crawfish and that crab just kind of peeking through the cheese to say, yeah, it's seafood up in here. So I saved a little bit of that. So we're gonna finish this last layer before we put the mozzarella cheese on top. We're gonna finish it with the sauce, and then we're gonna sprinkle it with the last of our seafood. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, so nobody won't be saying I didn't tell you, before you put this in your oven, put it on a baking sheet, because it could get bubbly, and it could get a little messy. And you don't want all that in the bottom of your oven, so you'll just put it on a baking sheet and then it'll bake. So any of that seafood goodness, Alfredo, if it starts to bubble up, that baking sheet will catch it. Okay, last thing is the crab. So you're gonna get to see all of this seafood goodness just popping through that cheese. Okay, take my gloves off now. I think it's safe. Okay, move some of this out of the way. All right, we got our cheese. Wipe my hands off. And we're gonna clean all that up so that it won't burn onto your casserole dish. And I think this is a 9 by 9. I'll put it down in the description for you so you know what size to get. But you see that seafood just kind of popping through saying, hey, what's up? I'm here. That's what you want. Because when people see that, their mouth is gonna start watering just like mine. And this is ready for the oven. Take a little sip of my drink. I don't know about y'all, but when I'm in the kitchen, I got music going, got me a little cocktail going, all that stuff. So this is ready for the oven. I bake mine on 375. I get some foil and I spray the inside of your foil so that, and spray it good. You can even lightly spray the top of the lasagna because you don't want the cheese to stick to your foil. When you take the foil off, all your cheese is on the foil. So spray the inside of the foil, a little bit on the lasagna, pop it in the oven, voila. So that's all we gotta do. We gotta cook it and we gotta eat it. Okay, y'all, it's out of the oven. The seafood lasagna is ready. Look at it, is it not looking delicious? Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take some of my leftover seafood Alfredo and I'm gonna drizzle it on there just like that because it's just gonna make it taste even better, y'all. Look at it. And to make it look all professional, like a chef, and if you're at home, you can be a chef at home, we're gonna put a little bit of microgreens. And I got this from my local grocery store, y'all. If you can't find microgreens, get you some Italian flat leaf parsley, not that curly kind, flat leaf parsley, or even some green onion and chop it up and put it on there. And look at how it looks. Look at the layers. Can you see the crab, the crawfish, the shrimp, all the things? Y'all, description, the recipe is down in the description. I can't even talk because I'm so ready to taste this, like right now. Without further ado, we're gonna taste it. Okay, now I get to taste it for y'all. I'm doing this for y'all. This ain't for me. Just so I can describe what you're going to taste when you make this. Gotta dip a little bit of that sauce. Look at those shrimp. Slap everybody, mama. You know I don't say that too often, but this is the one. If you want this recipe, excuse me, and all the other recipes that I have, it's gonna make you look like a hero or a shero in the kitchen. Comment down below, let me know you want the recipes, but most importantly, subscribe to the channel, share the recipes because sharing is caring, and turn on your notifications. That way you never miss a video or a recipe and all the good things I have to share. So thank y'all for being here at home with Chef Jolie, and I'll see you next time with something else just as delicious. It's good. It's the one right here. It's the one.